allow the two children to have the budget every year.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go touchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh.
Oh yo yo, Maiyegun don't come. Oh yo yo. Good evening to you from wherever you're watching from. This is Maiyegun live. Please let me know if the audio is pretty perfect at your own end there, so that we can continue. So you have read the caption of the broadcast from the start, and I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. So let's get started. The news of many of you have seen this before now. And that is what they have done to Omoyele Sowore, the government of Nigeria, simply because he staged what was called crossover protest. That rather than just go to just your church or stay at home, even while you are staying at home, you can stage a protest to show your displeasure for how your country is being governed. It is a right that everyone deserves. You don't need any permission from anybody to exercise such right. But in Nigeria, you have a psycho-megalomaniac in charge, even though he's currently senile and then is demented. The people using his name, the people keeping the power in his name, I'm talking about Buhari and his gang, they dread losing power. And that means they will do anything, including those who poses no real threat. They will do everything to crush any rebellion or any type of gathering that encourages the citizens to demand for what is better. So they are scared of what will be their fate again if Buhari should lose the power through the anger, rage, and displeasure of the citizens that he is currently claiming to be leading. So Omoyele Sowore put his life on the line. Let me tell you something. Where we seem to be somehow conflicting ourselves. I'm talking about those of you who prefer to let Omoyele Sowore be punished for doing nothing. He's done absolute nothing. You don't have to like him, okay? And you don't have to believe in what he believes in. He has the right, same way you have the right, to either demand for a better country or demand to break away from Nigeria. It is all about the rights everyone believes they have, and rightly so, that everyone has. So you have the right, the choice to choose what you believe in. And in this case, Omoyele Sowore believed strongly, like many other people, because he's not alone. And that is where we should always remember to draw the line too. You have your belief, you have your faith, you have your expectation, you have your disappointment. You are reacting to your disappointment differently in different ways, even though the whole disappointment is coming from the same source. That everyone wishes that we can all harmonize all our disappointment, all our rage, all our angers, and put them all together and face the source, the people who indeed foisted this on everybody, the people that made it a matter of necessity for you, a matter of life and death for you, for so many people, clamoring, championing, canvassing, campaigning, spending their resources, their time, telling everybody that the safest, the best for them in the current Nigerian arrangement is for them to break away from Nigeria. It is your right. So, but there is a source that prompted that, something that couldn't be fixed, the center that cannot be fixed, the center that can no longer hold. Your rage, your anger, boiled from that. Same with what Sowore is doing too. So you don't need to agree with him, but you will agree with me that it does not deserve, nobody deserves to be treated the way the Nigerian government is currently treating everyone, including some of you too, who prefer to say, well, you didn't vote for Buhari, you didn't campaign for Buhari. There are many, 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 many people, thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who never, ever voted for Buhari. They have been affected now by the effect of Buhari. You can point fingers, I understand, but you are going to agree with me that those who deserve to be punished in Nigeria are being rewarded. Those who deserve to be rewarded, praised, supported, are being vilified, criminalized. So if you found yourself in the basket of that victimhood, people who are fighting back, people who are pushing back against who? Against the power that be, the one that prompted you to believe that Nigeria can no longer work, no matter what they do. You can face that same monster together by not thinking, mocking and laughing at other victims of the same tyrannical system that is currently in Nigeria. It is in nobody's interest, if you ask me. So you don't need to like them, you don't need to appreciate, you don't need to agree with them, or appreciating them or respecting them will actually cost you nothing. Because in the process, we may all find healings from all our disappointment. We may find healings, we may find comradeship, we may find, we may find out that we are actually being angered, disappointed, robbed, raped, killed by the same system that we all want to do away with, but differently. Why is Omoyele Sowore not fighting for Oduduwa Republic? But he's fighting for something. And whatever he's fighting for is not what you currently have in Nigeria. And if you pay attention very well, very, very well, you will realize that every tool at our disposal today can actually work in tandem for those who want to do a republic, for those who want a Biafra republic, for those who want a better working Nigeria. Everyone wants something, right? But there is going to be a process that will lead to that. And I continue to explain to you that there are those who never agrees with Nnamdi Kanu, but they respect the fight. They respect the position, the right of Biafrans to demand for a referendum to decide if they want to be part of Nigeria or not. There are many, many reasonable people outside Igbo land who are not Biafrans, myself inclusive, right? Who believe that it is your right. But there are other people who believe in that right too, outside Biafra land, and they believe strongly, right? But when you ask them closely, they will tell you, I don't agree. They will tell you that they don't agree completely with the teachings of Nnamdi Kanu or the approach of Nnamdi Kanu. But the Biafrans, do they have the right to demand for a referendum to go their own country? Absolutely, yes. There are people outside your Biafra land who believe that. Do you understand that? It's called respect. And civilization, in my own opinion, civilization taught us to at least, even if you don't agree with people's position, right, you can respect it because they have the right to that position. And if they have the power, the wherewithal to push enough of that position to to this kind of international level, what you hold then is further respect, and that same thing applies to the likes of Omoyele Sowore. Sowore is not the only person who believes that the system is the problem. Maybe not all of them have the solution that you think you have, but by the time you pay attention very well, you will realize that everyone can get what they want when they realize that everyone is a victim of the system. It doesn't matter who is in charge of Nigeria. The structure itself is put together in a way that anything that works in contrary to it, right? Anybody that works in contrary to that system, will be sacrificed for that system to live. And they have been doing it for decades. People have been sacrificed. People have been killed. Lives have been ruined. People have been exiled just because they have attempted, in their own right, they have attempted to break the system and get what they think is right out of it. You will agree with me on that? Whether they decided to do restructuring, whether they decided to challenge military, whether they decided to fight for democracy, whatever they believed in at a point in time in the past, those who stood up to challenge the system, starting from 1967, don't forget that. The genocide, the killings of the Biafrans, which started from 1963 and escalated in 1967, which now led to a serious genocide that today there is no history museum in Nigeria that will tell you anything and everything about what happened in 1967 to 1970. Do you understand that? So it was an attempt to either break away from the system or try to force a change to a system in the interest of generality of the people. Those who have attempted them, they've either been killed, destroyed, exiled, or the system consumed them. They ended up being the worst version of the system they are trying to change. I understand that. But by the time you realize that, whether you want a one Nigeria that is working like Sowore, or you want a Biafra Republic like Nnamdi Kanu, and then the Biafrans, or you want Oduduwa Republic genuinely now, okay? Those who want Oduduwa Republic genuinely, let's say you want Oduduwa Republic genuinely, right? You will need to break the system to get that. You will need to break the system that is prompting you to agree, to accept that except Nigeria breaks up, right, nothing is going to ever work. Or if your own position is except Nigeria restructure, because don't think, listen to me, don't think that you are all alone, okay, that wants Nigeria to break. There are other people who want other things too. But the problem there is that whether na Buhari is there, whether na Chief Emeka Nwanjanwu is the president, whether na Tinubu or anybody, the person needs to maintain the status quo. And what is the status quo? The continued pillaging, corruption, underdevelopment, inequality, terrorism, and all these vices that are now prompting people to demand for either restructuring or breakup. They will still be there because it is the system. So Sowore is asking, break up this system. Demand for what is right. Demand for a revolution. I questioned him on Maiyegun's diary. Many of you watched that interview just about a week ago or thereabouts. I said, tell us, even after revolution, it's all going to come back to a reset, something like a reset. Okay? In a revolution, the Biafrans may take advantage of the revolution and break away. If is that going to be part of the deal? There are things attached. People want different things. There are those who are like pretty much that Nigeria should have a new constitution. There are those who believe that forget it. Constitutional major is not going to work. Everybody is attempting different things. But you need to break the system. So Sowore wants revolution. They say revolution is not going to work because revolution is expected to be spontaneous. Spontaneous means that something should trigger it, like unexpectedly. Everybody should just get mad one day, like NSAS protest, yeah? Get mad. Then boom, boom, boom. The governors, the politicians begin to run away. And the military try to take over. People overpower the military. Then that's revolution. Then everything will then come back to negotiation table. Again, what is going to be the negotiation table? What is going to be the end result of this whole revolution? There will be a conversation. What do you want to have? Do you want to keep in Nigeria? Do you want to break away? The whole thing that led to the revolution, if revolution ended up being the issue, that was what I was taking up with Sowore. I didn't get the answer I wanted or I would prefer. But he was very honest. He said, people want different things. People want Biafra. People want to do a republic. People want a new constitution. But you will never get any of those. People want restructuring, but you will never get any of that. Because asking them to restructure Nigeria is like asking the northern Nigeria to stop taking money from the national purse, you know, that sharing every month. You are asking the northern Nigeria to begin to make their own money and begin to feed their own people. Do you understand that now? And that is going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one for them to let go. That's restructuring. If you ask them to have a new constitution, that new constitution means that some of the power that makes a president powerful in Nigeria will no longer be there. So there won't be any powerful president anymore. There will only be powerful local areas. Elections will change. That is what is called restructuring. That means the person that will be the INEC chairman conducting election for the country will have to contest election himself and win election to become a chairman. Those who wants to be the police IG in charge of police, those who wants to be the municipal police chief, those who wants to be the district police chiefs, they will have to contest for the position. They have to earn it. They have to be people who live in the community. You know, those things will now break down. All these things, why they want to kill themselves, kill everybody, burn down the country, burn down everybody, you know, take over everybody's properties, reshape, you know, what is madness will disappear. There will be no supremacy. Do you understand that? For those of you who don't understand restructuring too, that is like saying, let us restart. So if Sowore is asking for something like that, and millions of other people are actually agreeing with him too, he's not campaigning to be president. Do you understand that? He's not campaigning to be president anymore. Even though some of those who want Sowore killed, I don't know how you are going to feel, right? But one thing, I have a good news for you. Everyone is going to feel this. It's not going to be a one-way traffic, okay? I'm going to come back in a moment to continue this broadcast. I can feel that my broadcast seems to be breaking on YouTube. Let me know. How is that video right there on your own screen? Is it breaking? I feel like the video is sort of breaking up. I want to be sure, and I want to fix that before we continue. So let me know how it is. right there. It's not breaking on my screen, but from my other screen, I can feel it and I can see that it's sort of like skipping somehow. Just one comment and I'll go fix that for a minute and I'll be back. Thank you very much, African Wahala. Let's see. Is it perfect? Oh, it's good. It's not breaking. Fantastic. So we are solid then. I think I'm good then. Okay. Thank you. So for those who want Sowore killed, right? It's all right. Great. So for those who want Sowore killed, I'm asking you this. Everybody is going to have a fair share of it. You may not understand how what do you call it? How serious it is that everybody is going to be trapped in the in the dragnet of a dictator, right? Dictator Buhari. Everything comes with its own price tag. The price tag in this regard is you can see what they are doing to Sowore. Okay, all right. You can see what they are doing to Sowore. Yeah, the bruises, and you ask yourself why. Like an honest question, okay? Even if he was the one who put down billions of naira, okay? Let's start from here now. For those who want Sowore killed, for asking Buhari or for asking Nigerians to continue to show their displeasure, to continue to show their, their disappointment in their government, to continue to demand for a working country, the one that protects them, the one that protects women, the one that protects children. How is that too much? I mean, even if you don't like Sowore, same way some people are condemning Nnamdi Kanu. They are condemning Nnamdi Kanu for starting Eastern Security Network. Eastern Security Network is for the protection of the, the forgotten, the neglected people of the eastern part of Nigeria, known as the Biafra land, right? It's about saving them. It's about stopping them. Stopping their killers. But yet some people don't like that. And they ask them, why do you hate Nnamdi Kanu? And they will say, they'll probably have nothing to say. Because most of the time they say things that make you feel like, are you actually normal? Are you thinking? Are you being serious? So when you ask them, why do you not like Omoyele Sowore? Some people, they are easy line, which is so disappointing. It's so sad. You may not see it that way, okay? I understand your dilemma. I understand the dilemma you are in. But you are living in an illusion that is completely false and fraudulent too. And the damages you are doing to yourself is the hate that you pop up all the time, every time you see the face of Omoyele Sowore. Now, look at what they've done to his face, right? The easy line is that Omoyele Sowore is the one that used other reporters to expose and criticize Goodluck Jonathan, that then paved way for Buhari and APC to become the president and doing this to Nigeria. Therefore, Omoyele Sowore with his Sahara reporters, they deserve this. But that is being so ingenious. That's so fraudulent for you. If you are one of those who believe that, okay. So what Omoyele Sowore did is the same thing that he is doing now. That possibly you want him hung for it. Omoyele Sowore believed in Nigeria, which some of you 5 years ago, to be honest though, let's just be honest though, I don't know how you're gonna feel, right? 5 years ago, some of you don't believe strongly in a divided Nigeria as it is now. Or should I say 10 years ago, especially when Goodluck Jonathan was the president of Nigeria, okay? Or then the gang up, the conspiracy, and so on, and the rest, which is now history that came to be, right? 10 years ago. Then 5 years ago, when Goodluck Jonathan lost power, many of you today believed then that maybe something is going to happen, that Buhari will likely kick the bucket, and then the story will change for your own God knows reason why. Then Nnamdi Kanu happened. Buhari unleashed further terror on the IPOB members. That escalated everything. many of you finally made up your mind that, you know what, in fact, we are done. But the injury of you having to witness, Goodluck Jonathan picked up his phone to phone Buhari to congratulate and concede to him. And at the same time, all of you watching every prophecy before now coming to pass made you feel like you needed somebody to put this on, but you're not putting it on the right person, unfortunately. Some of those who want Sowore killed, they are former Goodluck Jonathan admirers. They are former PDP admirers. Some of them don't really follow PDP. Okay, that is why it's so funny that some people who want Sowore killed, who yesterday were Buhari supporters, but they were Goodluck Jonathan's haters. But today, that Nigeria don't happen to them, and they're also looking for somebody to put the blame on. They look at Omoyele Sowore, very easy target. He brought Buhari to power. How can you be a Goodluck Jonathan supporter who saw the truth of how the conspiracy, the media, the business moguls, the international communities, all those who put the billions together? I'm talking about starting from the new PDP. Remember that, when your Atiku, when the likes of Saraki, when the likes of Dino Melaye, when this all your champions in PDP today, then all put their resources together, even Tinubu, that many people are also trying to put the glory of making Buhari president on today, was pretty much non-active, like you will give him the credit for. And I'll tell you, yes, Tinubu was one of those who put resources together, including Saraki, who put their dollars together and paid the delegates in Lagos. You know, APC delegates in Lagos, $10,000. You may have forgotten. I'll remind you. It was the Sarakis, it was the Tinubu's, it was the Funtuas, and so many other people of those who put their resources together. And they put the resources together to fight against Atiku, who also they come from PDP to join APC in order to become APC presidential candidate against your Goodluck Jonathan. Don't forget that. Although some of you love to mix the history, but we would love to remind you, Sowore shouldn't be your target, but it is your easy target. I understand. Blame him. No wahala. Blame him for everything. But you won't erase the truth. And for whatever is making you more angry today, by the time you calm down, you are going to agree with me that if you pay attention, he himself is now using what he has to fight a system that is making you angry, rather than making him your easy target, the one that is the person who caused the total unfortunate thing happening to you, your life and everything. I understand. But before you actually put all the blame on him, let me refresh your mind, because you may deliberately be denying that fact. It wasn't Sowore who brought your Buhari to power. What Sowore did was to expose the fraud and the fraudulent and the fraudsters who were hiding behind the Goodluck Jonathan then. You cannot deny that, even though everything that Goodluck Jonathan was condemned for, everything has been, further done by Buhari, like in triple or quadruple fold. I agree with you, but you are not going to blame you're not going to blame Sowore for that. No, you won't. So it was these same guys who put these resources together, dollars, and they paid each delegate in Lagos. Remember, in December 2014, they paid each delegate $10,000 when Atiku was giving each delegate $6,000 per delegate. Tinubu, Saraki, and so many of them like that, Kwakwanso and Co. They were, remember, Amechi. Then Amechi was governor of Rivers State. He had access to money, remember? And then Fashola was governor of Lagos State. He also had access to huge, wealth that they could pull together. And all these guys were even governors too. So therefore, don't put this on Sowore. Don't pretend this didn't happen. It happened. Billions of naira were expended to stop your Atiku from becoming APC presidential candidate. And that was how Buhari became your president, or your presidential candidate. After that, what happened? The process of blackmailing your Jonathan began. The process of international ridicule, the process of sponsoring terrorism and the terrorists to continue and improve the attack on Nigeria. Continue. Don't forget that. Who were those guys? Saraki, Tifnumbu, Dinomelaye, Rotifmi, Ameshi, Fashola Isaleko, Barack Obama, and their star boy, the poster boy, Pastor Ruga, Ikene Shatabandu. They were all involved, weren't they? Sowore was not there. Oh. We didn't read it anywhere that Sowore gave his 2 private jets for Buhari and gave Buhari 6 billion naira, Buhari's campaign. It wasn't Sowore. Oh. But it is easier for you to blame him. APC are blaming him for exposing Buhari and exposing the corruption. Most of our talking points today, let's give thanks to the likes of Sahara reporters, the likes of Premium Times, the likes of the Gazette, Nigerian Gazette, and so many other platforms who are giving adequate, prompt, investigative exposure to what is going on inside Buhari's government. Why do you want to keep denying all of that? You can't blame him. Even if you don't like him. Remember I said, you don't need to like him, okay? It's understandable. You don't need to like him. You don't need to agree with him, but you shouldn't put all this on him. He doesn't deserve, Sowore doesn't deserve to be treated this way. Okay? And let us now go back to what they have been trying to do for the past 1 years. For the past 1 year, right? And let me also, let's put this on record too. Okay? No matter how much you don't like him, no matter how much you disagree with him, right? Do you know that those who genuinely knows the powerful tool or the powerful person that Omoyele Sowore is, you can deny, I understand, fine. There are people who are saying today that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just he's Facebook leader of a country. But many people who are calling Nnamdi Kanu Facebook or calling Biafrans a Facebook country or social media country, some of them are no longer saying that anymore, because that same Facebook country can mobilize on ground the number of people and army that your politicians cannot say, even with their money and their billions, they cannot mobilize ever. I'm being serious here. So you can underplay their influence, but you won't underplay the influence of Omoyele Sowore and a Sahara reporter investigative expose. You don't like them, I understand. So when these guys made Buhari president and all they expected didn't work out, there were rumors that it was, well, this was not a rumor, okay? The rumor part I'm going to tell you. So from the beginning, Tinubu wanted to be the vice president to Buhari, okay? So that when Buhari finished his tenure, right, Tinubu will take over. It was what they said they agreed on. That was why Tinubu emptied the Lagos ports, and Southwest governors at the time also emptied their own vault to contribute to making Buhari president, including, you remember this former guy in Ogun State, Ibikunle Amosun. So when they realized that Tinubu is a Muslim, Buhari is a Muslim, they imagined them together will not produce anything. What they would, will not really fly against Goodluck Jonathan. So what happened? They decided, Tinubu decided to nominate Oshubade, his former Attorney General, Commissioner of Justice, when Tinubu was governor of Lagos State. He nominated him to use his own slot to become to deputize Buhari. Do you get that? So after the election, they thought they were going to be in charge of the government. They are going to nominate people into the government. They are going to gain the power to nominate and all of that, including the National Assembly. Saraki, who contested and ran on the platform of APC in 2015, they came from PDP to APC. He ran to be president. When that didn't work out, so he decided to just go back to his Senate. So he also was scheming. He needed to position himself. Why were they positioning themselves? Tifnumbu, according to the rumor, this is the rumor part now, okay? They said they had a medical report of Buhari, that Buhari had this, what is called, what be this thing? Prostate cancer. Do you get that? That he has a prostate problem, which is common among old people, by the way, prostate. So Buhari will likely die within 6 months into his presidency. That's the rumor part too. Like I said, this is part of what they told us was why they decided to make a lifeless, breathing, illiterate mannequin the president. All right? That was why they all, you know, even Saraki worked, Saraki, Kwakwanso, and the rest of them had to work against Atiku. Even though they promised Atiku then that they were going to decamp from PDP with him to join APC and they're going to make him president. But when they got there, the rumor part was that because they knew that Buhari had prostate cancer and he is likely going to die. So if he dies, Oshibajo will just be president. And that automatically gives the power to Tifnumbu. Do you understand that now? Or if Saraki manages to become the Senate president, they can decide to force Oshibajo to resign. And Saraki, you know, is so crazy, isn't it? Well, that's how crazy people, that's how they do their things. That's why I said that's the rumor part. All these whole arrangements to make Buhari president, that from their loot, from their stolen money to make him president, all of that came to a halt when from nowhere another people came to be, and they are called the cabal. Maman Daura, Esa Funtua, Abba Kyari, then the little finger in Kaduna, El Rufaya, and so many other guys from, you know, across. They became the cabal. So Tifnumbu no get the control. Starboy was benched. You know what I'm talking about? They benched him. It's no, they told them that since Starboy was going to be the one in charge of economy, so therefore that will give the likes of Tifnumbu access to the economy. They can make their money. And the person who controls the resources is the person that controls power. That was what they were looking for. That didn't happen. So it became a wrong business. Don't pretend that you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just reminding you the event. Sowore was not involved in all of this. He's not. Do you get that now? So when they decided to nominate ministers, instead of going in Yoruba land, where they made Tinubu believe that he's a national leader, when they are making position of national executive, they said, oh, Tinubu, you are going to be called national leader of APC, but there's nothing like national leader in their constitution. It was El Rufaya who reminded him that, oh, Benny, calm down. You cannot just be talking anyhow. Everywhere you'll be going, you'll be saying you are a national leader of APC. What is national leader? If we call any national executive meeting now or fake meeting, you are not welcome. You cannot even get crash. So who is giving you national leader? That was the first person that first cut his rank when they gained the power. So instead of going to him as expected, to make him the one that will nominate everybody that will go into Buhari's government, what happened? It was Amosun, the then governor of Ogun State. So it was Amosun who submitted the names of Fashola, submitted the names of Kemi Adeosun, a greenhorn in politics, to become a minister of finance. It was Amosun who submitted the names of Fayemi. It was Amosun who submitted the names of Shitu. It was Amosun who submitted the names of 100% of those who became minister or appointed into Buhari's first term. Don't pretend that this didn't happen. I know, because I am only reminding you, like I said. Okay? So when they banned on Buhari, and he started with them. Oh, it didn't start with all of you Nigerians. No. By that time, Nigerians were looking at, they were all shouting body language. They said, hey, oh boy, custom don't they remit money, oh, body language. Oh boy, electricity don't stable, body language. Oh boy, Boko Haram stopped killing, oh, technically defeated, oh, body language. But what they didn't know was that They are just resetting the whole thing. They were dealing with those who invested billions on Buhari. So what happened? In January 2016, just about 7 months after Buhari became president of Nigeria, after Atiku, after Saraki, and the rest of them, made him your president. What happened? Tinubu ran away from Nigeria. Don't forget, because the first punch to Tinubu's kidney in 2015 was in June. I think it was 2nd of June 2015, when they sold a bobo. You know, they just gained power. They have no idea what is going on. You know what I mean? Like what's going, they have no idea. So when they sold them the bobo, that all the National Assembly elected APC member of National Assembly should go to the Yaradua Center in Abuja. The lifeless breeding money queen want to address them. Do you remember that story, Abi? 2nd of June. They were all sitting down waiting for Buhari inside the Yaradua Center in Abuja. Tinubu and Co, national leader, all the national leader, new leaders. They were sitting in Yaradua Center. Saraki, APC member, APC senator, agree with other APC members. Dogara, a PDP, what do you call it? He was in bed with them. So Dogara partnered with them. Saraki was in bed with PDP, the party he was supposedly to have decamped from. So he was in bed with them. His friends in APC, they didn't go to Yaradua Center. Tinubu then nominated the 2 clowns who are now in charge today. The 2 clowns who are begging Buhari, who are saying sorry to Buhari, apologizing to Buhari for inviting him to come and tell them about insecurity in Nigeria, Lawan and Bajabi Amila. These 2 guys were approved by the national leader. The whole thing never got to the ministerial nomination then. National leader was waiting in Yaradua Center for the national money queen. National money queen didn't show up at the meeting. They elected Saraki as the Senate president. They elected Dogara as the the speaker. Oh boy, everyone fought. You remember that day now when they were jumping fence, doing all of that. They wanted to burn Nigeria down. Bringing money queen didn't do anything. It was the first blow because they knew that the plan of Buhari, the plan of Tinubu, after cutting out Atiku. You see, this life is a pot of beans. In 2011, 4 years before 2015, it was Atiku money that, it was Atiku money that, I think it was in 2007 or so. It was Atiku money that Tinubu was using to sponsor AC, remember? But in 2015, they had to pull all money together to stop Atiku from defeating Buhari so that they can control, so he can nominate leadership of the National Assembly. And some Abobakus, some Lagos Abobakus, some Oshogbo Alimajiris, some of these Buhari idiots and Buhari deterrents, the obedient fools, the humble slaves, the sophisticated morons, they were so confident that Oshibajo will be controlling Buhari. If Buhari do anyhow, it go see anyhow. If Oshibajo fail, they will just use National Assembly because Tinubu is a political calculator. He's a political mathematician. Sowore was not involved in all of that. That's why I'm reminding you all of these acts of these people. Okay? Boom! Saraki don't become Senate president. Boom! Dogara don't become a speaker. War. And by the end of December, when Tinubu sent his own list of ministers, Abba Kyari just collected the list. Shred them, bin them. Amosun, are you still sending the list? Yes, I'm sending the list now on WhatsApp. Go and check your WhatsApp. I've just sent it to you. So they quenched him, your mathematical Tinubu, and he had to run away. By that time, immediately, they launched investigation into Alpha Beta. They launched investigation into him. The same thing he fought with Jonathan, Code of Conduct Tribunal. They started the same thing. Tinubu started hearing the rumor that, oh boy, it be like say they are coming for you. It be like say they are coming for you. Do you know, number one, your vice presidential nominee is now a houseboy in Aso Rock. is now the only job he's doing for Buhari now is to change his diaper and go and watch his kunu plate. He's just there now doing aspire to aspire to he's doing fashion party. He's useless. National Assembly, Nasaraki they there. National Nasaraki and Co, they control there. So they are coming for you. Run, no. That was when Tinubu went on exile then. Remember 2016? It was Tinubu who first ran away from Nigeria before Buhari became so sick. And they had to take Buhari to London. And Buhari spent 3 months in London. And they needed, by that time, all the Lagos Abobakus, all the Oshobo Alimajiris, all the Facebook adsmen, social media bandits, all the crumb chasers, ass lickers that you are going to be seeing today, telling you Tinubu is a mathematician, right? All of them, by then, they have already started regretting supporting Buhari. Just under 1 year, if you remember, some of them started talking about, I regretted voting for Buhari, and blah, 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 blah. Because their leader don't run away. That was when Tinubu ran away to the south of France. A place then where he just bought a property in 2014. So he ran away in 2016 to that property from Nigeria. First to Equatorial Guinea, from Equatorial Guinea to South France. And nobody heard from Tinubu since then. Then Buhari became sick. Buhari is in London. They said Buhari is dead. Oh, Buhari is dead. Hey, what can we do? And who are those shouting that Buhari is dead? Because in northern Nigeria, what they are telling them in northern Nigeria then was that they poisoned Buhari. That some people wanted to take over from Buhari, so they poisoned him. That was why Buhari is in London. And their Buhari is alive, he's not dead. But in the southern Nigeria, the media, the social media, everywhere, I watched, Buhari don't die, yo. Buhari don't die, yo. Hey, Buhari don't die, yo. So they believe then, it was like, hey, what can we do? We need to change this. Tinubu don't run away. Because we don't cut him. We don't cut. By then as well, Buhari already suspended Atiku's company that is collecting revenue at Apapa in Lagos. Some of you don't know, Abi. For years, Atiku's company, I can't remember the name now, has been in charge of Apapa, collecting import duties on behalf of Nigeria, just like Alpha Beta, collecting tax and revenue for Lagos state government on that, working for Tinubu. So Buhari don't send them away from the port. So Atiku already don't sack so many people. So when people were losing their jobs then, there were so many Atiku, people who were working for Atiku's companies, who lost their jobs too. So everybody don't they feel Tinubu don't run away. His political people, they were all like, you know what I mean? Then they needed to change their narratives. How can we make people in southern Nigeria stop talking that Buhari is dead? Intel, God bless you. You know Atiku's company, Intel. We needed somebody. They've already shanked Tinubu. He's run away to France. First, they said, you know what? Maybe we should bring Adeboye so that people will say Buhari is not dead. Let's bring Adeboye to London. It's okay. Yeah, let's bring Adeboye. So the enemy they were fighting, they were no longer enemies, they were fighting. The Jonathan and all of those enemies they thought they were going to fight. Did you know the enemy that Buhari, Tinubu, Oshiomhole, and the rest of them, you know the enemies they are fighting? Themselves. For betraying themselves. For taking and destroying Goodluck Jonathan. The man that gave Tinubu in 2011, the man that gave Tinubu $2 billion for Tinubu to sell out ACN in Southwest. Then, if you don't know, I'm just reminding you, Buhari, Sowore was not involved. So for all of them to gang up against him and said, no, they would rather go for Buhari, he's a good man for business. They all lost out. They all lost out. He was living in exile. his political empire were crumbling. His own business and other business, shady businesses he is doing, they were under probe. Then the emperor is sick, very sick. They need public image so that people will not begin to revolution. There will not be a revolution for Buhari to resign. What can we do? Let us bring Adeboye. So they flew Adeboye to London. You remember that that famous jalabia, that yellow, or is it orange, or I don't know, that brown or orange jalabia or brown jalabia that Buhari wore in London to meet Adeboye. Remember that? It is for a PR, so that people will say Buhari is alive. Christians, so Adeboye can go back and tell Christians to continue to pray for Buhari instead of them to demand for Buhari's health, bill of health. Like, is Buhari mentally okay to continue? It was also an opportunity for Tinubu to reconcile with his old baggage, his old bet, his old the gamble that he bet on just about a year ago. So they had to bring him in. That was how Tinubu flew from France to London with Sebisi Akonde. You remember that famous photo? That automatically made all the obedient fools, the sophisticated morons, the humble slaves, the social media bandits, including the Buhari Danes, the Buhari Diderits. They were so happy. They were so happy that, okay, number one, they don't like how Buhari treated the Tinubu. But if I say Tinubu don't gain favor again, no. Hey, yes, Asiwaju number one, Jagaban, anybody that wants Buhari to die. You remember that famous woman who changed her name to Ade Buhari? You remember her? It was because all of a sudden, good luck just smiled on them. Tinubu is now sitting with Buhari. And Buhari needed the help of Tinubu again for the Yorubas, for the Southerners, for them not to ask for him to go away. Remember all these jokes, so they were jokes on you. I'm just reminding you them that they did not just bring Buhari to power. Even when they failed, when they were met with regret, and they were supposed to retrace back, they didn't. They didn't save you. They were waiting for a time that they were going to be called heroes who saved you from the monster they created. Sowore was just doing his job. So the likes of Tinubu, they didn't backtrack and tell the whole world the truth. That listen, you see, for just 1 year that we agreed, though everything was agreed on with this man, oh, there was no cabal, there was no Mama Daura, there was no these people. When we were doing all this, when we were stealing money, when we were stealing people's money to fund this election, when we are buying and selling international propaganda also against our country, when we're sponsoring terrorism against the country, nobody did here. Within 1 year, this man don't show himself to us. Nobody. And now that they had the opportunity of telling the truth, that you know what, Nigerians, please forgive us. This is a complete bad market. We have seen Buhari. The man know well. He got dementia. He doesn't even understand if he's alive or dead. Nigerians, so Saraki, you are Senate President. Dogara, you are the Speaker. Go to London. Go and check him. The man is half dead. They didn't say that. They saw opportunity for them to recoup their loss. An opportunity to help Buhari regain another image that they can then bank on, possibly make some money, because it's all about money. Do you get that now? They did not come out to say the truth that Buhari is mentally sick. Buhari has dementia. Buhari is half dead. They didn't do that. Adeboye saw him. Adeboye went to Nigeria to go and tell the millions of redeemers to be praying for Buhari, rather than them to ask if Buhari is healthy, to continue. They didn't do all of that. You remember all of this? So it was only Sahara reporters telling us the situation of things. So don't forget that. You don't need to like Sowore. You don't need to agree with him. You don't need to, you may even have your own reason. I agree, I respect your reasons. But do not muddle facts with fictions. You should not muddle your emotion with facts. They did a lot to keep Buhari, to keep him there. The same people who made him your president. Saraki and Dogara, they flew to London. They met with Buhari. All of you remember, that was when the story of Photoshop started. Abi, it's a Photoshop. It's not Buhari. So many people till today, millions, so they believe that Buhari was dead. And you know the people who are hiding the truth from you. You know the people who can tell you the truth. The people who met Buhari one-on-one, who told you they met him one-on-one, and he is fine, he is recovering. That was what Saraki told you. Their political power play. You know why Saraki had to do that? I will tell you. Saraki, Dogara, they also had the opportunity of telling the truth to all of you, like Sahara Reporters was telling you. Even though you will blame Sowore for all the problems. No problem. But will you deny this? Saraki, Dogara, they met with Buhari in London. There are pictures for that. In that same 2016. When they met with him, they constitutionally, they were supposed to meet with him. Now, when they met with him, they were supposed to tell millions of Nigerians back home that Buhari no longer knows anything, he's half dead. They didn't. Do you know why? If they had told you that Buhari is a vegetable, Buhari can no longer continue, that would automatically trigger what they called the the provision of necessity or act of necessity or something. Please help me, my legal friends with me today. Help me. So that would have triggered an act, a motion in the National Assembly to demand that Buhari should resign or he will be impeached. Either way, Buhari will need to go. And if Buhari was kicked out, that would automatically give power to Osinbajo. Jonathan Yar'Adua scenario would have played out. But because these guys, no matter whatever political arrangement you think you want to have, or no matter the lies of one Nigeria they may be telling you, the only people who believe in one Nigeria are those foolish Yoruba political criminals, including Tinubu himself. But it is unfortunate that some people in Yoruba land believe that Tinubu believe in Oduduwa Republic, not just one Nigeria. He is the only person who believes in one Nigeria. The one Nigeria that the likes of Atiku, the likes of Saraki, even though Saraki is supposed to be somebody to be a Yoruba man, Abi, forget it. It is the Arewa thing in them. That Arewa thing is the political network that binded all of them together. So what happened? Rather than power to go to the hand of Bodilon, they will rather hide the truth from all of you. Then they can then use that health situation to campaign in 2019, doctrine of necessity. God bless you. I'm so blessed. I've got brilliant, intelligent people on Maiyegun's diary. It's just a matter of time. They always come true for me. Thank you, James Fafowora. Doctrine of necessity. So if Saraki and Dogara, if they were honest people, they would have triggered doctrine of necessity that Buhari can no longer continue. They would have saved all of you. At least they would have saved you all this death, all this agony, the destruction, the old killings and all of that. They would have saved you all this depression. A year into APC, but they did that. That will give power to Osinbajo. Osinbajo will become godfather. And that will go against what they fought for. The reason why they wanted Goodluck Jonathan gone. So some of you were foolishly deceived. You are now trying to play a reverse psychology with all of us. I beg, it no go work. We will continue to remind you. Because in 2019, all the people who are hating Sowore today, they believe they saw another opportunity to get rid of Buhari But by then, Buhari has already established himself. With who? With the military. If you want to stay safe, even any American president, if you want to remain very safe and protected and powerful, you must not joke with the American military, American defense. You know what I'm talking about. There are some politics that goes on there inside what do they call that place again? Help me. Is it called the Pentagon? No, not Pentagon. Is it called the Pentagon in Virginia? Where's the headquarters of the of the American defense again? As an American president, they call it the military budget. Baba, you don't joke with that. So if you want to keep power, dictators like Buhari, they have also devised that means too. What have they done? They have made a deal with the military. Do you get that now? What is the military right now? As the Nigerian military has become the shamble and former shadow, or the shadow of its former self, Lanley, thank you very much, Baba. Group of rebellion, Pentagon. I was right, but they call them is it called the Lanley or the Langley? Thank you so much for that, for coming through again for me. Yes, you don't joke with those guys there. Maybe I've been watching too much American films. I mean, American politics, American films, but genuinely, you will agree with me that being an American president, your strength comes from a very strong military. And that means you have to satisfy those big men in the military. But they are doing it in the interest of America. Good enough. American military, wherever they go, whatever they do, no matter how terrorist or how kind of criminal it is, or intrusive it is, or invasive it is, Americans will always do it, they say, in the name of America, in the interest of America. But in Nigeria, the deal that Buhari made was to ensure that the politicians will not have the opportunity, with the billions they have, to bribe the young people in the military to take over from Buhari. And that was where Sowore became enemy number one. Because he seems to be the one who wants to make everybody believe that general uprising against dictatorship can actually bring a total societal change, a genuine one, a revolution. And according to Buhari, the only people who can overrun the military, overrun the police, and take over their government from the criminal politicians are the people. It is a reality. They know that they have the power, the wherewithal to cut down to pieces by also, employing this type of force. So those who want Sowore killed, when those who thought they couldn't, those whose plan was to gain access or gain the government first, take over the government and kick out Buhari, when they couldn't do it for 4 years, 2019, they thought they could do it. And who stopped them? The military. Are you mad? The man has the power to appoint the INEC chairman. He has the power to appoint all the service chiefs. He has the power. He's the only one who has the power to move weapons anywhere. He's the only one who can give authorization that they should move weapons to any part of the country. He's the only one who can declare war on you. And he will call you the criminals who caused the war. He's the only one who can get you arrested in the middle of the night, kidnapped, brutalized, and imprisoned without any court. So who the hell are you? Who gave you that audacity that if you can't change him, you can just go? You can just go and vote for him. They ruined and destroyed all of that. So now, the second time, Atiku couldn't stop Buhari. Atiku tried to stop him, and the Saraki and Co. Well, they couldn't stop him in 2015, 2019. The game continues, and today, I'm even beginning to wonder something. I don't know if you have paid attention to that. Do you know that there is no Yoruba man contesting for president of Nigeria in that illusional or delusional 2023? There is no Igbo man contesting for any president, but you will still see Shuku Eloma, you will still see Oluwaseyi Adebayo telling you that yes, Buhari has failed, but Atiku is going to be the next one They are not even bold enough to say, Peter Obi. I'm talking about those of them who are abusing you, those ones you call Sabo. I'm talking about, you see, my Biafran brothers, those guys you call Sabo, the ones who believe in one Nigeria. Do you know that they are not even bold enough to promote anybody from their region, at least to make them feel like they are part of one Nigeria too? In Yoruba land, where you can see so many of these Buhari idiots as well who are promoting Tinubu. But even Tinubu and those who are working with him, they are looking forward to the north to say, okay, maybe they can say Tinubu should go. Maybe Tinubu should. They don't have a say. And that is one Nigeria you want to be part of, and you want Sowore to be murdered for. For the past 1 year, they are yet to come up with that evidence of him trying to overthrow Buhari. Some of you are even so scared in your own country. You are so scared of your own government, the dictator regime you have in Nigeria. You are so scared that your political position, you know what your political position can lead you to today. They are not confident enough to publicly show that, well, it's our turn. They are begging for it. And Sowore said, collapsed everything. He's done nothing. He's done nothing wrong. That's the position. He's done nothing wrong. When they tried to kill Nnamdi Kanu, what did I tell you? He did nothing wrong. You may not like the approach. Yes, you may not like that. They have not killed anybody. Rather, they have been killed. They have not kidnapped anybody. How can you, as a person, agree with those who are going to wait until they are able to offer themselves as the solution for you? The people you will defend. If you go to Sahara Reporters and they write something about Atiku, you will see them there. Some of them who are asking for Biafra, some of them who are asking for Oduduwa Republico, you will see them there attacking Sowore, abusing him, calling him names, telling him he will die, this and that, if he posts anything. But this same hypocrite, whenever they see good luck, Egbere Jolantan with lifeless Buhari, they become deaf and dumb, sometimes blind, or sometimes they will begin soft. They become soft. I don't like how Jonathan is still going to see this man. If this Jonathan should respect himself, my president should respect himself. Who did that to you? Who caused you, Baba? You are playing mental game with yourself without anybody playing that with you. The bottom line is this. Even if they give you Jonathan back, even if they bring Jonathan back, back for you, it's not going to give you Biafra. It's not going to give you Oduduwa Republic. Soldiers are still going to be shooting you. Police are still going to be arresting you. They're still going to be treating you like you're not human beings. Can't you see that? These guys are all the same. Well, they are the same. Good luck. Jonathan is now the person who is now probably trying to go to the Aso Villa. You know what I mean now? Goes into Aso Villa to go and see Buhari. Do you get it now? He goes in there to go and see Buhari. Buhari is his president. He's doing this. See, that is the protocol. Jonathan, that some of you want Sowore to go down for. You don't want Atiku. Even Atiku is living in Dubai. Sorry if you don't understand that. I can't kill myself. That's the kind of music Atiku is listening to every day. Every time he's reading the news about what Buhari is doing to all of you. That he gave Buhari his private jet for campaign. That he gave Buhari 6 billion naira in 2015 for presidential campaign. That he was ready. Or he paid so many northern states for them to be able to make sure that Buhari become your president. Adamawa everywhere. You know that. He is in Dubai. enjoying himself. He's reading and playing. He's reading about Nigeria, and he's playing, I can't kill myself, I can't kill myself. The Sultan is not angry that terrorists are killing people. He's not raging. The emirs are not angry that the terrorists are kidnapping children, raping them, kidnapping school children. Whenever they come out, they are not angry at Buhari. They are not. Why should they? Buhari represents the North. Buhari represents them. He represents their virtue. He represents everything they believe in. They will never condemn him. They will never ask the people to go on the street to fight him. So if you see them today asking that Buhari should kill Sowore, it is not because they love Nigeria or love their own people. It is because they are ready to sacrifice as many of you as possible for them to keep power. Tinubu included. Everybody, well, I don't know how they're going to play this out, but Sowore must be freed. I was reading something earlier, which I believed I have to share with you before I round up tonight. And that is this issue of paternity problem in Nigeria. It's good we talk about that a bit before we wrap up tonight. So from the record, they said 30% of fathers in Nigeria. This is a staggering number, honestly speaking. Do you get that now? A staggering number that 30% of fathers in Nigeria, they are actually taking care of other men's children. They are taking care of children who are not their children. And this is now leading to the campaign awareness on paternity, where people want to begin to do, where people are already doing DNA tests on their kids. And what they are finding out are so heartbreaking. The latest one is about a young man that his wife was sleeping with the MD at her place of work. She became pregnant twice for her MD. Okay, I'm going to keep their names out of it. Many of you have seen the story. You have been following it up. But that's not just the only story. There are many. I'm going to share as many as I remember with you. And I'm going to share my own view and opinion with you on this. Why you should never find yourself dragged or trapped in that paternity scandal. Okay? Remember, this is going to be about my own opinion. I take life so easy. I believe that life is what it is. Life is what we make it to be. Life is not nice. It's not fair. It's not meant to be. But life is what you can make of it. The better you can, probably the better for you. And that comes to your relationship too. So if you have women, or you are in a relationship, again, I'm not a relationship expert. I just want to tell you how I feel. When I realized that people get to kill themselves, finding out. Imagine finding out that 4 of your 5 children are not yours. Grown up. The effect of this on you, the effect on the children, the relationship. What's going to happen? What about your wife or your partner who happened to have kept that away from you or cheated? Or what happened? What happened if you had the problem too? There are so many questions that will likely prompt so many people, push them into depression, to make decisions that are, in most cases, very, very injurious. So this guy, his wife, the guy looks so lively, somebody that seems to be, who had his life all worked out for him. Beautiful wife. His wife is employed, a banker. He is employed himself. I can't know if he's a banker himself. But the wife was sleeping with the MD. And she had 2 kids for him. He found out that the children were not his after doing a DNA test on them. When the pictures and the images of these children were released, sadly, they looked more like the MD. Nigeria is destroying homes. And I love to see things from this angle. I don't usually look at the end result, which is reactionary in most cases. People react, hey, Hey, Jesus, you know, people don't look at the effect, consequences of the environment they live in, things that pushes people to the brink of secrecy most of the time, right? Where people became dishonest in everything they do. In Nigeria, they have destroyed this country, destroyed the economy so bad that you will agree with me that family value in Nigeria right now, not just now, it's been like that for a long time, but it never used to be like that. Family value have been eroded so badly that today, eh, uh, we have this family culture, or should I say a tradition, or something we grew up to know, that a man is the head of the family. His responsibility is to provide for the family, including shelter, clothing, and food, security of everything. He is the father. That is what makes him a man. He protects his wife and his children if he has any, or if he should be blessed with many. And things began changing when the economy of Nigeria started affecting millions, and the journey to the poverty capital of the world began. So children became breadwinners in this instant. Well, before children became winners, children watched their mothers having to cut corners. This is pretty much not what many mothers did. There are so many single mothers who raised their children after their husbands lost their jobs or dead. And they raised their beautiful, responsible young men and women, adults who are today doing wonderfully well. I am one of them, raised by a single mother who happened to be very poor. Okay, didn't sell her body, but there were many who ended up having to, you know what I'm talking about? People who have to do, women who have to save the family, women who have to do a lot and go through a lot of pressure to save the family, because the sole responsibility of saving the family now lies on them unexpectedly. Children watch this and they watch that, and they grew up becoming, some of them were introduced into, responsibility, house responsibility so early in life. Many of us were exposed into taking responsibility of caring for ourselves, caring for our siblings, caring for our parents, caring for extended families at tender ages, that we were supposed to be being raised, responsible, being cared for. All these generations past are those who have now become what we have today. The effect of those who were sleeping around, there was no excuse to sleep around to save your family. But I am not in any position. I have to be honest. I am not in any position to tell a woman what she had to do with her body. She has all the right of whatever she can do with her body. But when you think about the area we come from, the area whereby, whatever you do as a victim, you will be more and further victimized. Nobody wants to listen to you. So you rather keep it a secret, something that people take to grave. But technology is advancing. The world is becoming more open and open and open. More things are now needed to prove family in this world of today, where people can become anything. I can grow up and now say, well, I don't want to be identified as a man. I want to identify as a woman. The world has become so much changed, that even though many of us are trying to find our bearing and find our base and all of that in this ever-changing, world, right? This also comes to family too. What makes you a family? There are many things that can make you a family, not just your blood. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? So this issue of having to prove paternity, honesty, goes beyond satisfaction or greed. There are many things into it. I'm not justifying it. And I'm actually, in fact, condemning it too. But at the same time, I am not going to be judgmental. Condemning it means that no matter what happened, right? Coming clean, telling your partner that I think I'm going to be selling my body. If that is possible to make money, or I am seeing someone and it's not going to help me without accessing my body. If that is something like a permission, which I believe you don't have to ask for, but you can easily ask for a breakup. You know what I'm talking about? If you think that man can no longer take care of you, you can ask for a breakup. Honestly speaking, it is the most ideal thing to do. Like if you know that you can no longer cope, rather than cover it up, that people are now finding out when they have when their children have medical problem, or when they are trying to leave Nigeria. You know the problem of Nigeria, as they say, problem not the finish. Problem not the finish. Abi? So people are now finding out in a way that are completely heart-shattering. I am not in any position to tell you how people are going to react, but I can tell you watching me today, that if you have found yourself in this position, you can actually save yourself a lot. Do you get that now? Eh? Well, I understand that I'm sounding like a Westerner, but be honest, there are repercussions for every action. And when you found out that you have been raising another person's child, there are ways that are going to be, if you relax to listen, there are going to be, should I use the word reasons, whether they make sense to you or not. But you are living in a society that will force you. In fact, today, you expect us to say human trafficking is wrong, which is true. Human trafficking is wrong. But when you go out there, you will realize that Nigeria has made so many people to voluntarily ask to be trafficked, to be treated as subhumans, things that are generally supposed to be condemned. Abi? So raising another man picking, and you found out, I'm still coming to that too, because if you found out, what should you do? Which is what many people would like me to say. What should you do? My answer is this. Think about it. If those children and the relationship you have with them, now that you know they are not your children, how do you think keeping them, or how do you think the relationship will be keeping them? That's up to you. How do you think severing the relationship will be? That's also up to you. And that is why I said, though it's becoming an issue, it shouldn't be something that will push you into either killing somebody or to kill yourself. That's the point. I know many things that can lead to people to say the reason why I'm sleeping with my boss is because my boss will not give me will not give me this, or will sack me if I don't sleep with him. Sexual harassment, and we know so many people who have been sexually. So I know that the education on sexual harassment at workplaces are not as popular in Nigeria as they are outside Nigeria, but you will not deny the sexual harassment that women suffer in their places of work, especially when the responsibility of taking care of the family finally falls on them. I mean, you know how many houses that your family is being taken care of by your mothers. Some of you grew up in such homes. Are you going to find out that, in fact, even though you are so judgmental right now, you know what you are going to do. You are going to kill that woman. If your wife is sleeping with your brother or sleeping with your friend, you're going to kill her. You're going to kill all the children. That's what you're going to do. And in the process, you find out that if you relax, there was a time in your life that your mom was the one in charge. Dad couldn't really make it up. He couldn't really make it up to you. You remember how dad lost his job, lost his family, something happened health-wise, this and that. And then it was mom who was taking care of everybody. And it was after then, mom had this, mom had your brother, had your sister, had this other person. And you only found out that even that you who is being judgmental, your papa no be your papa self. I'm just using scenarios now. I'm not saying you should go out there and kill somebody. I'm not saying you should sever relationship with your children. Because in this world today, in this world today, if you have any children that calls you daddy, it is good to know if you are their biological father. It's good. Okay? But in the world of ours today, you can have children that calls you father even when you are impotent. You know, back in the days, they would say, person where they impotent, no be man. Gone are those days. Oh, you cannot have a child. Yes, you can have a child. There's something called, what do you call that thing again? Artificial insemination or sperm insemination, something. Tell me, give me that. IVF, give me names. Give me names. You will still marry that your beautiful girlfriend. Yes. You can do fertility test before you do DNA test, please. I mean, that will help you to manage your hunger too. I'm not encouraging you not to do it. I'm just asking you that that you are not the father of those children. Does not warrant you to commit murder. Does not warrant you to run mad. Does not warrant you, okay, to kill somebody. It doesn't justify any action you're going to take. It doesn't make you less a father. It doesn't make those children less your children. They still call you daddy. They grew up. You raised them. Okay? I'm saying, yes, you have every right to be angry. You have every right to be angry. Okay? Yes, it's a betrayal of trust. In vitro fertilization, that's another one. CO. Read about that. Intrauterine insemination. See? High. Read about that. Look at them online. You don't have to hate your wife. You don't have to hate your girlfriend for it. Yes, I am not saying you shouldn't react. But what about doing before you do a DNA test or paternity test? Why don't you do something like a test that shows that you can actually father a child? I mean, it will help you to handle it. You will also be able to handle the distrust because she can give you kid. Because, I mean, being impotent, I don't know what that feels like. Being impotent, maybe you won't be able to do at all. Okay? But if you are not able to really father a child, do you understand that now? You may not know. You are knacking. You've had many girlfriends. Even your girlfriends, they don't do abortion for you. Who told you the abortion were yours? How did you know they were yours? You can do that first. It saves you the embarrassment. It saves you the heartbreak. It makes you manage it. See, you will be heartbroken, no doubt. The only thing that will break your heart is the betrayal, which you have every right to react to. But do the potency test. I mean, if there's anything like that. That you had 1,000 girlfriend before you married. You had 1,000 abortions from 1,000 girlfriend before you got married. That doesn't mean that you are the owners of those abortions. Honestly. Yeah. Do you understand? You may be the problem too. And listen, there is no problem that you have medically that you won't have any solution to. You know what I'm talking about? You just need to seek for the help. You just need to know that problem exists. I'm talking to you as a man now. I have 4. I don't have any plan of doing any paternity test on them. I can, well, I'm so lucky enough that I get this facial because I don't want to think about it. They called me daddy. I call them kids. I want to be involved in their future. I've invested a lot. Yes, I knack. They were product of love, affection for other women or other women. And they gave me 4 kids. I'm so proud of them. I love them. I'll spend every penny on them. because I earned that. I earned it as a father. So I'm talking to you now because I decided to do that today when I was looking at the statistics of those friends I have on Maiyegun's diary. All of you who really sit down to listen to Maiyegun. You guys are older guys. You are not kids. The youngest person watching Maiyegun's diary, or the youngest people watching Maiyegun's diary Politico, they are 24 years old. Can you beat that? I have the largest number, all my viewers, about, I get over 500 to 600,000 people who watch my videos, all my videos in a month at least, and I get to reach about 6 million people every month on my YouTube alone. 6 million people. And these 6 million people that watches my video, that tune in and check my page all the time, the youngest of them are 24 years old. You guys are not young. You are older guys, probably involved in relationship, or you are divorcees. I have fans who are as old as 80 years watching Maiyegun as you are watching me right now. I have fans who watches me 80 years old, no young people, divorcees, grandpas, grandmas, people with history. So if you look at all those comments, don't think all those names look so young and all of that. These are men and women. So I'm talking to you as a man, somebody who is also very young in the business. You know what I'm talking about? Those kids knows you as your kid. As your father. They knows you as their father, so to say. But you need to know the truth. It is absolutely right. It is your right. But don't kill people for that. Don't kill her. Don't injure her. Don't hurt her. Don't do all that. Because doing so will not heal you. It won't. It's going to make it worse. You'll be answering questions, not just with the authority. If you kill yourself, you're going to be answering questions too. When you get to that heaven, for those who believe that they are going to heaven or going to hell. But find out about yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. Know more about yourself before you act. You know what I mean now? We're all knocking. We're all doing it here and there. I've been so very conservative with mine. I am not so lucky with women. Can you believe that? In all my life, I've not been so lucky with women like so many, like I've not been popular. Okay, well, I've been lucky with women. I've been lucky with so many of them who impacted in my life as I grew up. You know what I mean? Even up to now. But I've not been popular with women. Like, hey, Maiyegun, fine boy. I like it when you call me fine boy on my videos because I look beautiful on my videos. But I said, I've not been popular with women. But we all knock. I've been lucky. But for those who have been knocking and experience abortion for their girlfriends and all of that, listen. If you are now settled down, you have a family. And then I have another one for you, because that's the deeper one. That's the one that can make you just want to kill somebody. That's the one that want to make you feel like the life is not worth it anymore. You are being selfish. Be grateful. 1 kid, 2 kids, 3, 4, 5. Oh boy, be grateful that you've got human beings who call you daddy. As for the woman, let me talk to you women, okay? I love women. I do. I respect women a lot. I have been so lucky to have many, many beautiful women in my life. And I will never put myself in your shoes. I'm a man. And in your own word, I am privileged. Okay? A man is privileged. He can do whatever he likes. He can do this, he can do that. I understand that feeling. Some of you have been so closed. You have been so closed up that you take in everything, including when in your own mind you are trying to save your family from what the next neighbor will say about you. I don't have any defense for promiscuous. What do you call it? The promiscuous women, or the women who are genuinely, untrustworthy. There's no excuse to cheat on your man. No excuse at all. And for you to bring to him another man's child is the greatest cruelty that you can actually melt on someone you claim to love. Okay, so I'm not going to speak in the defense of the infidel. I mean, those who are doing the infidelity, the women. But I'm talking about some of you who have been forced into making some grave, life-changing decisions that are now secrets that some of you would rather take to your graves. I understand, or let me pretend to understand. But do you know there is no damage worse than keeping it? Or there's nothing more selfish, more personal, more selfish than now that you realize that if they find out in another way, they will never forgive you and they will never understand you, including that your man. You may actually start that conversation now. Honestly speaking, you may be saving a life. I don't know if what I'm saying now is going to help you, or I am making it too pedestrian. You know what I mean? Like making it look so simple. Like, how do you want me to do that, Maiyegun? This happened, and I'm so worried. There are women who are doubting that if their child, who is now grown up, actually or truly belongs to their husband. There are women in that category. They've had that fling. They've had it once. Some had it once or twice. Under the circumstances I'm trying to explain now. The circumstances that is not excusable. I understand. But you will never be able to know if you have never found yourself in that situation as a woman. So I'm a man. I won't be judging. But what about starting a conversation around that? I mean, start it anyhow. It's going to end the same way. I know some of you would like to go and do your own secret DNA, okay, to find out that, yes, you remember the time you had a fling with your boyfriend, your whole-time boyfriend, but you couldn't believe if that was the time you became pregnant as well. I understand. These things ruins family. Some of you may want to do your own secret DNA. Some of you men may want to do your own secret DNA too. Yes, do it. Do it. But remember what I told you. Also do the potency test too. And remember to know if you are capable of fathering a child. And when you are doing the DNA, you can do all of that. So that will help you to decide, should you react and reject your child? Or should you call your partner for a conversation? There, we need to talk. This is what I found out. And this is what I also found out. This child, our son, or our kids, all of them are not mine. What have you done? Because I had to do a test to check if I'm capable of fathering a child. And I checked. I am capable of fathering a child. What happened? Not one, not two, not three, not four, not three, not four, not, five. Not one, but two. Not two, but three. What's going on? What happened? Have that conversation. Oh, don't kill somebody. Oh. I know, again, I cannot put myself in your shoes. Absolutely. I can't tell you how to react. But I'm advising you not to kill somebody, because that would be too selfish. Remember, the child will still call you daddy. Do you really want to make him stop calling you daddy? Or you are so scared the children are going to go to their father? Of course, let them go to their father. Yeah. You want happiness? You can find it too. By telling yourself the truth that you deserve better. If the children feels like, well, you've not really been a father, manage your disappointment. I am saying this because I know that all of us will not have the opportunity of correcting so many things that were possibly not in our control anyway. So women, girls, I don't know if you're going to see my video, but know one thing. There is nothing that can be hidden forever. Not paternity. You can actually know if your husband, do you know that? You can check if your husband is the father
of your child, even when the child is still in your belly, before you give birth to that child. Do you know you can find out? Yes, you can ask for it, but you need the permission of the pregnant woman to do that. When the children are here already, and you are scared if this is going to be a big scandal, and you just want to find out by yourself, you don't want to make noise. Yes, if you cut a part of the, if you just cut a part of the hair of the children, just their haircut, or you can use your cotton bud. You see that cotton bud where you used to clean your hair drum, right? You can just take some saliva from them, or you can cut their nails, nail cut, when you are picking them and clipping their nails, you can cut that out. All of these can be used with, in Nigeria ahead, with 250,000 naira. If you want to get a very, very reliable result. And that should be like how much? 600 or 700 pounds. No. That should be 500 pounds. Half of that, right? Or 400 pounds. So 240,000 or 200,000 naira. You can do that codedly. Okay? Find out. And when they are your children, keep the secret to yourself. You can even have a chat with your partner. Because all of this thing about trust is a blackmail. My own is not going to say you should trust somebody and say because I trust my wife. It's great if you do that. You know who you are dating. You know who you marry. Okay? If your children are looking like you, save your money. Instead of doing paternity test, you can just take that money, take the children, take them to the next, what do you call it? Take them out, shop for them, and just feel good as a daddy. If you then find out that they are not your children, you can have a chat. Don't kill anybody. I just make a had that before we go. Peter Man, I found your super sticker, which is great. Watch my video from the beginning if you are just joining me on this broadcast tonight. Remember, watch my video, watch this video from beginning. The arrest of Sowore, why you shouldn't blame Sowore, why Buhari is afraid of Coup, why Sowore will continue to be his nightmare, and then the paternity issue. I decided to add that. Peter Man, a Nigerian professor stated that 30% of Nigerian kids were not of their parents. That study was in 2006. Nigeria was not this bad then. I understand it was in 2006 too. So there is a latest one, which they are now putting above 30%. Many people are disagreeing with that. But with the latest news, with the latest development here and there, it seems that many Nigerians are doing this paternity test codedly. They are doing it. But again, things are going from bad to worse in a way that you can't deny it, probably for too long. So, Peter Man, thank you very much. There is another one. Oh, Peter Man, that's another sticker, super sticker, which comes with the super chat too. The American immigration system requires DNA test to file for your kids to come to America. A friend of mine found out 2 out of 3 kids were not his 2 years ago. Absolutely. That's the reality of today. So now you need a lot to prove that the children are yours. Even if you don't have the intention of, and many families are breaking up. Some women are telling their husband that they don't want to travel anywhere. They prefer to stay in Nigeria because they know that if they have to travel, they will need to move the family, the children. And as it be, it's a serious thing. I have to be honest to you. So, yeah, the number has skyrocketed now. Even men now are they are sitting by and they are watching big men come in to come and knock their wives in their house because the big man is probably the one sustaining his family. Breadwinners in different homes in Nigeria now. They are now the bread eaters now. They are no longer bread winners, or they are not winning any bread for their families anymore. Women are now in charge, and these women are under immense pressure. Sadly, there are many of them who are trapped, and they call them lazy. Don't call them lazy. Don't call them lazy. I'm not justifying most of what they have or they are going through or in the hands of men. But there are men who are sex predators. They are predators who are hunting all these vulnerable women in Nigerian society. They know their husband have become economically destroyed. Okay, some of them are also, shagging the wives of these men, promising them that they're going to help their husband. There are many people who have found themselves in these positions. Some of them are watching me too. They will just say, Maiyegun, you understand. I am not justifying what you did. I am just saying that the reality of what you have out there, do not let the shock that so many families are currently, or so many men they are raising the children of another man. That's the point I'm trying to make. And also to let you know that the society today in Nigeria, it is obvious. People see it all the time. Okay? Only the people who are trying to leave Nigeria, and some of these guys who found out the other way, probably they found out that their wives are actually sleeping with somebody. So they now felt like, you know what, I don't know how long my wife has been sleeping with so many people. I'm going to try and find out. I want to even check if these children are mine. But imagine you planning to take your family abroad, taking them away from Nigeria. You have saved the money. You have worked hard. You have done everything. Now, immigration officer are telling you that, sorry, only one of you, only one of the children is yours. You will just be like, wait. What are you talking about? They are my children. We are sorry. They may be your children, but maybe you adopted them. But what happened is that only one of them is actually your child. And only one of them is qualified to be part of this family visa. So what will happen to the remaining three? Well, you may just have to go and get papers from their father or from their parents too, that you want to take them abroad. Are you serious? I need to go and get papers from their father. Who is their father? Madam, come here. What's going on? Oh yeah, who is their, I understand. You don't want to experience that. Do you understand what I'm talking about? All these things happens. They are not jokes. They are not stories. They are not makeup. They are not just things that just people. No, they happen. Families, people have killed themselves. But we are talking about those who knows that. Imagine if your boss is shagging your wife. Like, you'll be asking yourself, what did I do wrong? How did the whole thing happen? Okay, I went for our end of the year party, from my office. Then I took my wife. Okay, I took my fiancée. Okay. Then I introduced her to my boss. It wasn't even my boss then. But okay. Then we've had about 4 kids. Oh my God, is that what I did wrong? I was the one who introduced my girlfriend, my fiancée, to a department head. And that department head is now the boss of the entire place. Is shagging my wife for the past 80 years. Oh my God. I understand. I don't know how that feels. That's why I said, I am never going to put myself in your shoes. Okay? I'm just trying to be like a counselor here now. Okay, fine. Call me a counselor now. I'm trying to counsel you that I know it's bad. It's bad. Very bad. It's so hard for you to take in. I understand. Sometimes you've been trying. I know, but don't kill person. Don't kill anybody. Don't. It's not the end of your world. Yeah, hang on. Try to take it in. There are things you can check. Your life shouldn't end. That's my point. So I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. I'm just trying to make. I don't know who is watching me. I don't know who is going to see my video. Because when I treat issues on Maiyegun's diary, I treat live issues. I paint. You know what I do? I paint the live scenario. I paint scenarios that some of you can picture. You can put yourself in. You can imagine. You can imagine with me. So most of the time, some of you find yourself in that situation. You put yourself in. You imagine it. And if that your imagination is going wild, Baba, don't kill anybody. I mean it. Don't kill anybody. It's a very tough one. Don't kill anybody. Don't reject those children. Don't. Except if their papa comfort them. If their papa comfort them, Baba, I understand. But you want to be happy, then be happy. Do you know that there are some people who will tell you that if you want to be happy in life, do not have any kid. Even though that's so wrong. Children are so beautiful. Okay? It's wrong in my own word. I want to have as many as possible, but I wish I'm so rich. I can have like maybe 15 kids, you know. I hope Agbeka is not hearing this because she'll be like, are you crazy? You're going to have how many kids? Don't worry. You can only do your part and all of that. You know what I'm talking about. I love kids. But now I know that I don't have to start sleeping around to have more kids. Now I've got 4. I may get 5. I may get more if I'm lucky. If I am not, then I can take care of other children who also need some fatherly figures in their lives. Help them. You can do the same. If they say the children are not yours, yes, you have invested. You know, you need to bury this mentality that your children, when you grow old, your children will come and... There are some people who born 10, 15 children. They are now 70, 75. Now neighbors, they help them. Neighbors. Some of their children are not even living in Nigeria. Those who are living in Nigeria don't happen to them. They are busy with their lives. They don't have any time. Some of them are just calling. Baba, hi, daddy. Hi, daddy. I love you, daddy. Meanwhile, in a neighbor, they help daddy. After daddy work for 70 years, raise beautiful kids. I'm sorry if you are feeling guilty, because some of you are now feeling like, Maiyegun, I'm feeling attacked. I've not spoken to my dad for the past 8 months. I know. It can be like that too. So don't make it look like you have to have children for your old age. Old age, na grace. Just be good, okay? Out of your 5 children, in me, I'm doing my best. Not because I want my children to stay with me when I'm old, if I'm lucky to get older, right? It's because I just want to make sure that my children have this experience of staying and growing with their father, and then having this old annoying man around, you know, that old man. Because I'm going to be an old man, and I'll be calling them, and they can be like, you know. So it's good. That's what I want to have them for. Not because I want them to come and feed me. I want them to come and, you know, that old mentality of our parents is now old. That mentality is old now. You need to work for your own retirement. Children are not going to live their own life. How many of you are living your own family now to go and live with your father? Because you feel like, if you remember how your father suffered for you. Some of you will say, my daddy is my hero. I love him. So, again, it's a beautiful experience, okay? If you have your parents around, or if you are a parent yourself, okay, and you have your children around, it's a very beautiful experience. And it is not for everybody, okay? And having your children around now, they're going to grow old, they're going to go away, they're going to go on adventures, they're going to pursue their own dreams. Some of them are going to be lucky, successful. Some of them are not going to be lucky, successful. You are going to also be dealing with your own life. And you're going to get old, going to become annoying. They don't want to see much of you. They don't want to see much of your faces. Some of them will be looking forward to the day you are going to die, so that they can say, hey, finally, that man don't die. I can live my life now. Some of them are going to be interested in taking over from you. Some of them are going to feel like, you are so rich. Why you no die? This man no want die. I want me to die, man, flex. The guy no want live in proper. You know that stuff. So all these things will make you feel like you can love children. You can have children. You can love children without having them, okay? So if your wife say they won't go give the father of the children to their father, don't kill yourself. Be happy. Do you understand? That's my point. I am someone who is so happy. I just want to be happy. I want to spend money. I want to travel. I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to be limited. I don't want to be tamed. I don't want to be rude. I don't want anybody to tell me how to live. I don't want anybody to tell me to avoid. You know, I just want to be Maiyegun, the guy where they live in his own. I mean, I'm living according to my own rules, and I respect everybody's. I respect the boundaries. I respect everybody's views. I respect everybody's life. I respect everybody's choosing. I respect everything about you because I want to be free too. So that is why I'm telling you, nothing in this life will make you kill anybody if you are sensible. But I'm not in your shoes. We manage things separately or differently. But let me tell you how I manage to handle things that could have killed me too. Do you want to know? Very simple. Anything will no kill me. No fit kill me. Because if that thing fit kill me, I for don't die. So if you are alive, whatever the problem is, just know say problem no dey finish. Even people when they appear happy, they are managing their own problem too. Until you hear their own story, you will realize that your own that is making you go mad, go like you want to end. Guy. There are many things you can do to calm yourselves down. If women disappoint you, now women you go marry, and another see if if a woman says she's done or she what have you. Now woman, if a man disappoints you, my sister, now man you go still marry, and now the same prick you go get. And you know one thing about when you break up or when things don't go the way it's planned, it is an opportunity for you to start again. Do you get that now? And there's no time that is too late to start again. We are all in the market looking for happiness. Some people believe that if they have good jobs, they will be happy. Some want to have a beautiful family. They want to make money. That will make them happy. We are all searching for happiness. There are some people who are just looking for kids. There are people who are, some people are looking for friendship from people, just people to call them their friends. That's the happiness they are looking for. We are all looking for happiness, different ways. Don't kill anybody. You can start anytime again. I just thought I should say that to you, and I should have it on record so that they will not say one day now, they'll say Maiyegun is depressed. Maiyegun want to commit suicide. Me, commit suicide. Instead of you to commit suicide, get yourself a Jack Daniel. Don't get drunk. Roll yourself a joint, a very good one. Okay? Roll yourself a good joint, relax, and get yourself some ice cubes if you are the type who smokes, right? And relax with a Jack Daniel. Think about, yes, you are free. Cry. That's another thing I have learned when I left Nigeria. There's nothing wrong in you crying, okay? If you feel like, say, something enters you and you feel like crying, Baba, cry, yo. No, don't let anybody tell you to be a man. In fact, to be a man, you must be able to cry because you have blood. When something enters you, pain you, Baba, cry like a baby. Cry and beg, cry. Weep. When you are done, get yourself a drink. Then go for a shower. And begin to tell yourself where you fucked up. Now me fuck up. Oh boy, now me fuck up. Start again. Give yourself opportunity to start again. Did you know that crying alone is a therapy? And it works for your system. Do you know that? I'm not recommending that you should cry, but you see, shock, feeling. If shock no mean anything, we're not going to get shock. Say, hey! They say, why you cry? Why you shout like that, Baba? He said, hey! I said, what's happened, Baba? Talk! Hey, talk now. Yes! Wait, it's not shock. He said, but talk. He said, what's happened? Then after some seconds or some minutes, he said, my Baba don't die. Hey, now your Papa died. Okay, I understand. Say you now the shock catch you. Okay, when you finish crying, because my Papa don't die, my Mama don't die too. Shock. So if you have to cry, cry. Don't let anybody tell you you are a man, and a man don't cry. Those are the people that are encouraging you to get yourself depressed to the point that you can begin to think stupid things. Someone slept with my wife. Oh, my wife cheated on me. I'm going to kill her. The children are not mine. I'm going to kill all of them. I'm going to kill myself. Baba, waiting. Now mental. Look at me. Here. Now mental problem. No kill anybody. Don't kill anyone. Give yourself the opportunity to start again. What are the old people are going to say? What's the world going to say to me? They are going, I'm a failure. You are not a failure, Baba. Do you know how many people are looking for opportunity to start over again? You that will soon go back to the market now. It's all those big bomb you have been watching. But because your missus stay there, you know if you touch them, you know if you talk to them, you don't even tell them, say, hi. You remember them? Instead of you killing yourself. All those things, all those fine things you are saying, give yourself the opportunity to start again. Don't kill anybody. Don't kill yourself. Disappointment comes in different ways. Do you get that now? But the way you handle it, according to according to this line I read online, I don't know who is the author. They said the problem is not a problem, but the way you react to the problem, that is what makes it a problem. Do you know that? Sorry that I'm beginning to sound like the usual aspire to perspire, acquire to maguire, inspiration, motivational speaker. I am not motivating you. Well, okay, I'm motivating you not to kill yourself. Okay, fine. This also applies to all disappointment, okay? Not just a man, woman, relationship, and all of that, to everything. Learn how to take things in. Let them sink. Now, human being, they get problem, okay? Problem no they finish. And the problem is not a problem, but the way you react to it. And the way you react to the problem is what will make it a problem. In most cases, people reacted to a problem. Rather than solve the problem, they escalated it, and the problem ended up consuming them so much. I want to tell you to try that. I don't know how I've been doing it. I'm somebody who you cannot shock too much. I'm still waiting for the time you're going to shock me. Women can't shock me. I don't know, maybe because I'm growing older now. You know, when you are growing older, I'm going to be 37 years in January, this month. You know, this is my birthday month, right? So in 3 years, I'm going to be 40 years old. Personally, I know that every year I'm getting closer to my grave. I can die anytime. You know, now, even if I die now, everybody will not say they don't know Maiyegun. Abi? So as I'm getting closer, I'm beginning to relieve myself of anything which could just make me stressed. One of them, no be woman. If anyone stresses me, we will sit down and talk about it. Everybody could find their own level. It's as simple as that. It no pays you. Alaye, no trouble me. I don't want trouble. I don't want trouble with my life. And I'm beginning to get to that stage. You should learn how to take that in too. Nothing should shock you enough for you to begin to think that you can kill somebody. And lastly, we will keep demanding the release of Omoyele Sowore. I have tomorrow as well, which I'm going to get back to you. We'll give it a follow-up. Sowore did nothing. He's committed no crime. He deserves to be treated as a human being. Is not deserved to be treated like this. Nobody deserves to be treated like this by their government in their own country for committing no crime. It's committed no crime. And we hope that those who are piling up the atrocities of Buhari, they will continue to add this up. And Sowore will continue to be his nightmare, including those who are supporting Buhari. Okay? Sowore will continue to be your nightmare. It's not going to go away. Okay? Even if they try to kill him, let's see how far that will go. And let's see how far they will get away with some of these things. Sowore deserves better. It should be freed. And you should join in demanding for that. Because we are all Sowore. You can be the victims too, anytime. Whether you supported Buhari or you didn't support Buhari. Whether you voted for APC, or you didn't vote for them. Okay? At the end of the day, someone said, Maiyegun, you didn't finish the story of Tinubu that they used to launder the image of Buhari and how some of the Yorubas who are calling for the resignation or impeachment of Buhari in 2016, how they suddenly changed and they started praising Buhari and started praising APC and started believing that maybe, in fact, Buhari is going to honor the deal that says it will hand over to Tinubu. Some of you wanted me to finish the story, but you know the story already. It is all fake. It is all fake promises. Because what happened? They gave Tinubu, they made him their reconciliator. How many of you remember that time when they appointed Tinubu as the reconciliator in chief for APC? And they said he should be going about to reconcile all the people that they have sent away from APC within just 1 year of gaining power. While Tinubu was going around to settle problem, he was on his way to Sokoto to go and settle problem between Tambuwa and some APC there. Kaduna El-Rufai, the Kaduna Little Finger, he was busy demolishing APC senators' houses in Kaduna. Unkuyi, you remember that Senator Unkuyi, Senator Shehu Sani, and other APC senators who came from Kaduna. El-Rufai was busy demolishing their houses in Kaduna, even though the reconciliator in chief, Tinubu, was in Sokoto, when Tinubu was in Kano, trying to reconcile people in Kano, El-Rufai was in Lagos, telling people in Lagos that he will teach them how to defeat godfatherism. How many of you remember that? Maybe some of you don't remember, but all of you, many of you will remember this. That El-Rufai came to Lagos at a meeting, and he was telling the Lagosians that I will teach you how to defeat godfatherism. He was referring to Tinubu. Remember? And the whole story that I will continue tomorrow. Thank you very much for your time tonight. And thanks so much, Peter Man, for your super sticker. That's really, really generous of you. And to every one of you as well, thanks so much for your time. Remember, if you haven't subscribed to my page, do it now, my channel rather. Click on the subscription button, okay? Subscribe, set up the notification. There's a bell there, notification. Then you will see this bell. Click on that. You can even customize it. If you want to be seeing all posts, all video from Maiyegun, you will be seeing them. You will be receiving notification for them. If you want to be notified every time Maiyegun is live, you can also set that up. Customize it. It's there. Click on it. I only have 21% of women on Maiyegun's diary. With you know, I want you ladies to join me more. Wherever you are, things get really much organized and better. So Maiyegun's diary Politico wants you. Thank you. So subscribe. Don't just watch. Click on the subscription button, and then you won't miss anything. I'm going to see you tomorrow, Sunday. Good night.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Maiyegun mami. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Presido bá rúfin o. Maiyegun mami. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Tí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun mami. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá. Maiyegun mami. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun mami. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Maiyegun mami. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa ṣeré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn ọmọ